Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Boom, and welcome to the Big Honker Podcast, brought to you by Ducks Unlimited. I am Jeff Stanfield with the world-famous Andy Shaver.
What a great organization, Ducks Unlimited. 80% of everything they make goes back into waterfowl. They don't get enough credit for that.
No, that's a good deal. I don't know if I should say charitable organizations, but I guess that's what it is. If they all did that, the world would be a lot better off.
It would be.
I
agree.
If the Clinton Foundation would just give back 8%, we'd be better off.
Yeah.
With us today from, where the hell at in Indiana are you from today, Mags?
West Indiana.
Where at?
West Indiana, Monticello.
Indiana, Mags. Well, Mike Kmetz, but we call him Mags. How are you doing, Mags?
Doing good today.
You got the looks like the mini warehouse behind you today.
Mom and Dad's house here in the barn. You know, definitely have enough space to store more stuff in here.
I don't know where you'd put it. You gotta get more shelving.
Tell me about it.
Now, your grandfather was a big waterfowl hunter, correct?
Grandpa was a pass shooter. He did a lot of pass shooting. That's what he did. And then Dad actually wanted to do more decoy birds and all that. And then he started making his own decoys and all that. And then after that, he started buying herders decoys.
So your dad's hobby was restoring decoys. Mags worked for us for a long time, and so we've known Mags for a long time. But your dad, he would go to herders and buy their seconds and then fix them, right?
Yeah, yep. Beaver Dam, Wisconsin. Seconds would be cracked to bodies, and then he'd pick them up for $1 a piece, $2, depending on what size. 63, 72s.
How would he fix them?
Well, he would actually burlap them. He'd actually use the glue, burlap, and, you know, there's a process with it. You know, you got your burlap, you got your glue, wrap them. A little sticky kind of, sometimes they're a little sticky mess, but just let them dry and all that, and it all worked out good, and they're a brand new decoy with the burlap.
How many decoys do you think your dad has owned over the years?
Oh, shit. He probably owned, I don't know, 200-300 dozen. He'll fix them up, ship them out, you know.
And that was his hobby, though, correct?
Yes, that's what he did. Yeah, he painted decoys, and then he made his own out of cork. When we grew up hunting Lake Michigan, that's what we hunted over. We hunted over his decoys, all cork and wood heads. He'd make them out of 2x4s and just cut them all out, carve them up, and paint them. Nothing special. We're shooting all divers anyways.
So would you do the flat bottom, the boats, the layout boats on Lake Michigan?
We did later on. We had a John Kalish layout boat, but when we grew up, Dad had an 18-foot Starcraft, and that's what we'd hunt out of a deep V. Yep.
What did you ever get caught in any storms out there in Lake Michigan?
Yeah, we got caught one time when I was younger. Actually, the wind switch was an offshore wind, and we had to get on Buffington Wall. They put me on there, and then we're all surrounded by steel mills. And Dad and my brother, they were in a boat. Dad had to ship-to-shore radio and called Coast Guard. And actually, they heard his call, and then they just came in. They tried to open the door, the big freaking gate on the Buffington Wall, but they couldn't find it. So I just jumped on the Coast Guard boat, and then we went in. We were done for the day. You know, nothing bad happened. Wind switched, and we were in pretty big swells.
But what would have happened had they not found you?
Well, we would have been fine. They just would had to go back out and kind of come back in and just be careful with the swells. They're probably a good 5 foot swells.
Do you miss doing that? I mean, now, because you're pretty much a field hunter now, do you ever miss the big open water?
Yeah, I do miss it, you know, shooting the divers and stuff. Yeah, old school days. Yeah, definitely. You know, we used the gang lines and all that, rigs and all that. Yeah, definitely. I do. Yeah, for sure.
I've been around waterfowl hunting. I'm 54, so I've been involved with waterfowl hunting since I was 6 years old, going. And so that's 48 years of my life I've been in waterfowl, and I don't think I've ever been around anyone that's more into waterfowl hunting than you are. Nobody. I don't know. I know lots of guys at every level of this business, and I don't know anyone that actually loves waterfowl hunting as much as you do, because if you shoot a 0 or you shoot 50, you've had just as good time.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we all got to enjoy our time here, and you got to enjoy it. Life's short, and let's make the best of it, and let's have a good time. That's what it's all about, being out there.
But you actually do live that more than I hear people say that all the time. Then you see them with the 0 and they're fucking
pretty Johnny Downer.
Yeah, and Mags is not, and you never have been, and you are a true waterfowl. Now you've told me a story years ago that always resonated. I mean, I always thought it was pretty interesting. You were there the day Tim Grounds got busted.
Yeah, Timberline Hunt Club. So we all went in. Me, my dad, a good buddy of mine, a couple other guys. So we all go in. So we get there that morning. It was, I don't know, 5, 6 o'clock. We were there early, so no one's there. And, we're hanging out in the parking lot. And the next thing you know, here comes the station wagon. Pull up, and this guy's by himself, and he pulls up. Next thing you know, hey, how you doing? Hey, what's happening? We're bullshitting. And then next thing you know, here come another guy. And we're all just hanging out. And so we go do our business. We get out there. We all get set up, and we hunt. So at the end, everybody limit out in the club and all that, had great time and all that. So we left, and some other guys were back out there running back and forth. Grounds was running people in and out, moving guys from pit to pit. So we leave. We go to Crab Orchard to go look at the refuge, and you got to sign in there. So you sign in, and all of a sudden, we're getting ready to leave the check station. Here come the 2 guys that were there. They're like, hey, you got to go back, man. Videotape, they're still killing more birds. Well, when we walked out, we went, and my brother noticed them that they actually went behind the counter and got on the radio. So that's what it was. Those 2 guys were 2 undercover feds, and they went in and then called, and all the guys. Every one guy, I think, ended up getting a ticket. The guy that we had, he didn't get. He wasn't there. He left after he was done with us. But yeah, we were definitely there. 2 undercover feds.
They tried to talk you into going back there.
Yes, they did, because Dad had a video camera, and he's like, "Oh, you got to go back. You got to go back, man. They're killing them. Take video and all that." Yes, they did.
Yeah, trying to bait you into that stuff. That's crazy how that works. But you were there that day. Now, in all your time, you hunted. You worked at a steel mill, and you would work all night and then go hunt all day. And that would.
Yeah, I always worked at a temper mill. We unrolled big coils of steel. So I made sure I was on midnights or afternoons. Never wanted to work days, because Lake Michigan was right there. Gerald's Park was right there, and my buddies would wait for me, and I'd get off work about 7:30, get right there, and we'd go out and set up and just kind of hang out there all day, until we shot birds.
What did you ask?
We've talked about him going to the steel mill and him hunting and stuff. Now, you hunted the crab orchard. You hunted all them places. You grew up hunting, and you used to have pictures of the Chopham crew, and y'all would hunt around Chicago, out in the suburbs, I guess. What is the hunting still there like it was, or has it gone away too?
I got some buddies that I know, and they actually they got some spots, in Valpo and like that in their areas. They do, but it's not as good as it used to be. But when they have a field, when it snows, they say go to that field, and these guys are good guys. They know how to kill birds, and they do. But they have good spots. That's the key. So
what is it? Just the changing in farming practices, or is it the shift in the migration that is the biggest problem in Chicago?
Here we got all local geese. That's the thing. So we're hunting local geese. A lot of those birds, hang out, in the city ponds next to Menards. All those, little small towns that got stores around, so that's where they're hanging out. And you just be lucky to do some scouting and find the right fields that they're in.
Well, and I mean, and if you look, Chicago's also expanding, so I'm sure a lot of it is urbanization and losing fields around it.
Absolutely, yeah, because I have a buddy of mine actually in Illinois. They actually losing a field this year because they're going to be developing it for sure.
I noticed in St. Louis there was geese everywhere. All the golf courses
pretty
everywhere.
Much from Oklahoma City north.
Yes, that's exactly right. Even Lawton, we saw some geese around. And the big birds have definitely changed, and I've noticed that. And when I first got in business, we killed big geese right here at the lodge in the wintertime. Now, we don't have the locals. Now, the local geese are getting further west. They're getting close to Seymour now. And I'm going to bet you in the next 5 years, we start having some local graders that are here if they have if the water's the situation.
It won't be a huntable number, though.
No, not like that. But they're moving. They've moved that early season almost now to Sherman, Texas. It keeps moving further west. But I noticed all the big geese around St. Louis. So do you do any early season hunting up there?
It will, a little bit depending. Most of the time, no, I'm not. No, I'll do some early teal season when the teal season comes in, but basically, no. I'm going to head up to Horicon this year, but that'll be late in September. But otherwise, no, nothing early.
No, you're not going to South Dakota again or North Dakota?
Our group didn't get picked this year.
I heard that.
Nobody I know
Nobody.
is.
Falks and his dad didn't get picked. Y'all didn't get picked.
I know it's just crazy. I don't know what's, so you can buy points and all that too, and we don't do it, but it is what it is. It's that's all you can do. Maybe might shoot up to go North Dakota. Maybe I'll see what happens.
So you can buy points there. So you can buy an out-of-state license. You just got to buy points to do it.
Yeah, you got to buy points, and then that'll help you for the next year. So I think they're $10, so you can buy up to I think 10 points.
So you can pay $100 or $1,000 to get 10 points, and that would ensure you'd get a license every year.
Points, so it'd be $100.
Yeah, but that would ensure you'd get a license next year if you bought them points.
So yeah.
Or would it just put the odds in your favor?
Well, I would assume me and Fox were talking about that. We were hoping that whoever buys all the preference points, if you got them, then they're going to be the first ones to be picked. That's what I'm assuming.
What happens if one guy in your group gets picked? Then everybody else is just screwed, or how does that work?
The whole group gets picked.
6 guys in a group. If one guy gets picked, you all get picked.
That's what I was wondering about.
So is it better to go in like with a big group? Like if you've got 8 guys, everybody put in? That way you have 8 shots? Or
yeah. Especially if you got a group, yeah. Because if you split up, 3 of you guys didn't get picked, the other 3 didn't get picked. So yeah, for sure, go in a group.
A big group. How many years in a row had you gone to South Dakota?
Oh, I bet you probably a good 10 years, 12 years.
And you got picked every year?
Every year. It's getting more popular. That's why when that kid, the bird, whatever the hell is COVID shit hit, the more people went to Dakotas. Hey, tell the story about you doing the pheasant hunt and putting the birds out.
Oh, okay. So we worked at a lodge up in South Dakota, Clark, South Dakota. I worked up there. And so we'd put pheasants out every morning for the clients. So the lodge, they charge $1,000 a day, 3 days, $3,000. We come in. So what we do, we'd meet up at about 4:30 or 5 o'clock in the morning. So we call it, hey, it's time to go deliver the donuts. And we're like, all right, we're going to go do it. So all the pheasants come in a box, in a crate, and there's 5 roosters in each one. We would load up that freaking truck, and I'm telling you what, we'd load it up, and then what we do is just drive right down the strips of the corn, and I would be on top and throw one of the crates on top of the roof, and you just reach your hand, and guys driving about 10, 15 miles an hour and just filling up that corn strip. So it's crazy, but that's what we did. And some of the guys didn't even know that we put birds out.
You have to replace birds, right? Isn't that the law up there, quote unquote? So I mean
That's right. They have to. Yes, we do. We have to put so many birds out, and then when we put them out, you have to notify your conservation officer, let them know you are putting birds out that
Tell
day
about
too.
the skunk.
Oh, that was a good one. So me and Mike, another guy, and we're driving. Actually, I'm driving that day, and he's putting out the birds, So we load up, we get everything, we load everything. So when they deliver the night before, they actually put them in a barn. So the barn doors were open. But we didn't know. We went to load everything up, and I'm driving. He's going. He's just letting them rip. And the next thing you know, all of a sudden, I smell a skunk. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? And the next thing you know, he jumps out. Boom, jumps out. He goes, there's a skunk in the crate. I'm like, no way. So we kept the freaking crate, and we went to the barn, and we got a gun. So I said, all right, you get him out, and then let him go, and I'll shoot him. Well, when he got out, we were over by the Morton building. He ran along the Morton building. Eventually, we didn't shoot him. He actually got away. But oh my God, I'm surprised he didn't get sprayed bad.
How did he get into the crate?
I think what happened was, well, in the barn, there's no doors. So when they put him inside the barn, the donut shop, we call it, well, that skunk, all the crates were on the bottom. So that skunk snuck right into the freaking one of the crates. And I'm pretty sure he probably ate a pheasant or two, and then how he got in there. We didn't even know he was in there. It was crazy.
What's crazy to me is that guys don't put two and two together when they go there. Like, man, there sure are a lot of roosters this year. All we're seeing is roosters.
Yeah, some guys do, and they'll be like, oh, or unless you got a little bit of frost and you're driving along the strip, well, there's tire tracks, you can actually tell, oh, what's going on here? I said, oh, no. I said, oh, we're good. We were just looking for some farm parts, something off the tractor, just kind of make up the story, try to anyways. There was one time we're walking and one of the crates fell off and I didn't know. So all of a sudden we're coming up and I'm like, oh, damn it, there's a freaking crate. I'm like, hey, easy. I said, don't go there. That's our skunk trap. Easy. Stay away from that, guys. Easy. We're trapping skunks here just to make sure everything's good. Stay away. So it actually worked out good. We got rid of them. So it was good. It was actually worked out good.
It blows my mind, the guys that'll come here and I'll have a guy and he's a pheasant connoisseur and he'll be like, I don't ever hunt birds that have been put out before. I'm not into all that. It's okay. So do you pheasant hunt? Yeah, we go to the Dakotas every year and hunt. We hunt in Nebraska and Kansas. I go, you realize that most of those places are putting out birds too. Oh, no, it's all completely 100%, all wild birds.
Not by November, it's not.
I said, how do you think when you go hunting in December in South Dakota and you're shooting pheasants that you're hunting birds and there's still birds available, big numbers of birds, and you're killing 200 and 300 birds? Oh, lots of birds up there. I said, yeah, because they replace them also. I said, I'm not saying there's not some places that have 100% wild bird hunts, but majority of those places have to supplement birds or they would run out of birds.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And here's what guys do. You'll start releasing them right around beginning of September. And then they actually eventually just call those wild birds. They're out there for 2 or 3 weeks. Automatically, those are wild birds. They're not pen raised birds.
Yeah, this
so
guy.
then technically, we're shooting wild birds down here.
They've been out 15 minutes. They're wild.
Well, no, I mean when you look, it's because we'll start doing pheasant hunts here, late October, November. There's some carryover throughout the year.
Yeah, I see birds all the way up to about March or April, and then you don't ever see them.
I've seen them during turkey season.
Yeah, but after that, you don't see them much. But we got a lot of fat ass coyotes. I did not realize how bad coyotes and coons are until this turkey season when it has become part of a major discussion. And did you see the Oklahoma Wildlife Department had a deal? They tracked 15 hens and not one of them had any poults with them.
Really? No, I didn't see that.
Not one of them had a baby at all. And like Andy said, we don't know if those were hens that normally have, who knows if they're...
Or they past their breeding, I don't know what the breeding age of a turkey is. I'm assuming if I had to guess, and this is purely a guess, I would say 4 is probably an old bird in my mind. So like, were they towards the end of their life? And I tell you, and I cannot remember who said this, but somebody said if the breeding conditions are not right, a tom will not spend the resources breeding a hen. I could have sworn that was on this podcast, but I cannot remember who said it.
I must have taken a piss while that happened because I don't remember that. But I don't know how old a turkey gets. I know a 2-year-old quail is an old quail. I figure a bigger bird lasts longer. I can't imagine a turkey living to be 10 years old.
No, I think it's like 4 or 5.
And so but man, you got 15 hens with no babies. That doesn't look good for next year.
Yeah, that's no good. But Andy, I think you're right. It's about 4 years old, 4 or 5, and yeah, it's tough. I seen a video on YouTube, and this guy actually put a video camera, watched a hen have the eggs, and damn freaking fox came in, kicked her off, and then freaking ate the eggs. Yeah. I'm telling you, raccoons, foxes, and especially coyotes, they all need to be. We need to take care of them. Definitely got to take care of them.
I don't know. I still think something big happened that we don't know because those flocks in Oklahoma, where have they gone to? You can't tell me that a coyote has come in and killed that many mature birds, or was it just a freak accident that's That's how maybe conditions were perfect, and that's how we got to those big flocks. But I don't know. You're not going to convince me that something big time, a pesticide, an insecticide, or something wasn't up to par and killed all these birds.
Yeah, somebody said it might be the eye worm, like they with the quail. So, and it is definitely the drought. I think drought has a lot to do with it too.
But we hadn't had a drought until this year. The last 2 springs in Oklahoma, those birds are gone that we used to have all them birds up there. You know, I saw we had a guy had some peacocks not far from here, and he had lightning hit one night, and we drove up to his place, and there was 8 dead peacocks under a tree. Got hit by lightning. So did maybe lightning hit a tree in Oklahoma where there was a bunch of them roosting and killed a bunch? I mean, I don't know what happened.
That could kill 50 birds probably.
But on the creek by where our place is up there, we see 300-400 turkeys on that flock right along the river. And I think last year I saw 5 or 6 one time. We just don't have did you turkey hunt much this spring?
Not in Oklahoma. Back home here, yeah, I did.
But you didn't go to Oklahoma like you normally do.
There was no birds. I mean, 2 years ago, I had a couple guys coming from Kentucky. I told them, don't come. It was bad. It was terrible. We killed one bird.
Did you drive down to Oklahoma to see what the situation was, or were you just relying on farmers to tell you?
There probably about 7 days before opener, started scouting and just looking around. You just don't see the numbers. Not even on the fields that I had. I just wanted to see numbers, but there's nothing. It's terrible.
I don't know what's going on. Hopefully the powers that be are investigating this, but I mean, you would still.
It's all over the southeast, though.
You would think that there would be carcasses everywhere.
Well,
but I guess a coyote would probably eat it within a night.
But you go to it's all over the southeast because you get to Wisconsin and Minnesota, and those guys talk about they're just covered up in turkeys.
I think Michigan's cut. Brandon Zarecki was telling me that they got turkey hunting stupid there because I mean there's just so many of them and they're so dumb.
Yeah, and they go actually. They're the longest turkey season. I think they go like June 5th or 7th, something like that.
But we didn't. I mean, but everybody from the southeast, from Georgia to here, nobody talks about or brags about the turkey hunting at all.
Nothing to brag about.
In Kansas, the guys in Kansas, I think Wade Skeen was telling us it was really hard. Wasn't he the one telling us about it?
I think so.
At Squad Fest about how bad you did. Did you enjoy Squad Fest?
Yeah, I had a great time. It was an excellent show. Definitely.
Now you couldn't go last year because you sell fireworks in the off season, and it was in June, so it was late June, so you were peak time.
Yeah, I had to be at my store and keep the store open.
Now you've gone to all sorts of shows. How does the Squad Fest kind of compare to what you've seen throughout the years? Is it kind of one of the big boys now that you've seen?
Yeah, no, definitely. Because actually, we're actually losing shows. I mean, I got a show coming for a couple weeks, Bay City, Michigan, and no, they did a great job, but there ain't many shows anymore. And probably compared to that, and then maybe you got Game Fair coming up, but I've never been to Game Fair, but no, they did an excellent job, and you definitely had everybody coming out, and they're all waterfowl hunters. Where different shows, you're going to have some deer hunters, guys selling different things. So definitely Squad Fest was very good. They did a great job.
I liked it being just waterfowl. I mean, I've been to Harrisburg before, which is supposed to be the biggest one, and the Trophy Hunters in Fort Worth used to be the best show that I went to, but it was our local show for us basically, and we do so much business there. And I've been to Game Fair, and we're going back to Game Fair this year. Zach told me that from Boss said that Game Fair is a lot more people than at Squad Fest. But I'm going to tell you what, Saturday morning, you'd have a hard time convincing me of that because that place was packed. But it was nice to be just everybody there was a waterfowl hunter.
Yeah, definitely for sure. It was definitely good. And I used to go to the one in Chicago. A buddy of mine used to be taxidermist, so I'd go help him. I mean, there you have everybody. You have fishing, deer hunters. You got your waterfowl hunters, but dive bombs definitely. Squad Fest definitely straight waterfowl hunters. That's what's nice about it. Definitely.
I think it helps having a big calling contest too, because you bring out all the big boys. You bring out all the big callers from around the country, and then of course the vendors. They want to be attached to. You can really hone in on your niche of waterfowl hunters. So if you're selling anything waterfowl related, you got a big calling contest. There's going to be a lot of people there, and then you can really sell to your target audience.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. And you know what, too, is, they got, a big freaking payout for those guys. So that's what's going to bring everybody in. Plus, they lost Burlington, Iowa. There used to be a big contest. So now they don't have that there. Now everybody's coming to Squad Fest. So,
and
for sure,
Rogers,
definitely.
we had Corey Nickham on, and he was telling us Rogers is not doing their calling contests this year. They haven't done it since 2019 COVID.
Oh, I'm surprised. Yeah, I thought they were going to have it. Wow.
He was like, it's a concert 2 nights in a row or something like that, isn't it?
Yeah, and I just do not understand that.
But yeah, no calling contest at Rogers.
Yeah, I don't know why.
What is you're going to? I lost my damn train of thought for a minute. We was talking calling contest, and fuck, I don't even know what I was going to talk about. Well, I'm getting old, I guess. Maybe I'm getting Alzheimer's. They say being hard of hearing does it to you, and I'm getting fucking hard of hearing for sure.
Dementia. Do you wear hearing protection now? Because how old are you, Mags?
I'll be 51 in October.
And you still just ate up with it. You don't wear hearing protection though?
But I got them coming. Actually, when I was at the NWTF, I got Tetris.
Oh, okay.
So, I got the alligator here. Remember, the alligator got me. I only need
one. Do they give you a discount for that?
Yeah, but it's still expensive, though. It doesn't matter. I'm probably still $1,000.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. If you spend $1,500 on hearing protection now.
For everybody that doesn't know Mags has one ear. You were born with a birth defect where you only had one ear. But Mags worked for us. It was year 3 before anybody had the balls to ask him about it, because we kept waiting for Dad to ask you, because Dad asked everything. And we kept thinking, damn, Ron, surely he's going to ask pretty soon what happened to Mags' other ear. So finally we'd come up with the story. Mags jumped off a bridge, and he was diving off a bridge, and an alligator bit off his ear. And that was the story. I think we told Payne that when he was little is how we started that. But we kept waiting for Dad to ask. And every year I'd be like, God, are you ever going to ask him, Dad? Well, I will with the right time come up. He never did ask. So anyways, so they charge you you get at least for half price for having one ear, right?
Kind of like half price, but by the time they program turkey in there, ducks and geese in there. So, it's like anything else. They just keep more add-ons.
Now, did you test run them? Because what always drew the big drawback was that they would cut off whenever I would be calling.
Well, I had the one guy there. He's actually who invented it. He's actually a doctor, and he actually put one in my ear, and he blew that damn duck call right by my ear, and it cuts off, but it's still normal. It's not like totally out. You could still hear it a little bit. So no, they're fantastic. They're very good.
How many do you shoot as much anymore as you used to?
I do here and there, but not as much. No, I'll just shoot at bigger groups, small groups, singles, doubles. Small flocks.
Not even worried about it.
Worry about it, but no. You know what? You got to with all the guys you got in the blind. You definitely got to have ear protection, and you know what? I have one. So it doesn't matter what it costs. You got to protect your hearing.
How many days a year do you hunt now?
Oh, I'm probably hunting probably by the time you add it up, maybe 100 days.
At 51 years old.
100 and something days. Oh, yeah. It don't get old.
So you don't think that you'll ever get burned out of this?
Oh, no. I'll go till the day I die, or I can't walk anymore.
Right.
You're the only person that I would say that's going to happen with, because Andy's going to hang it up within 10 years, I think. And I may be wrong, but I don't see Andy guiding for 10 more years. And he could. You, I think, will go until you can't go no more. Am I safe on you saying that, Andy, on me thinking you won't go 10 more years?
Maybe sooner. I don't know.
Okay. I said, well, 10 years is the max I've got for you. But I really, if we get enough stuff, we got enough stuff going on outside of hunting that I don't see Andy hunting I don't see you hunting more than 3 days a week in the next 2 or 3 years. I see that happening.
We'll just see. I'm not a fortune teller, but we'll see.
But Mags, I see you going forever, because my dad was like you when it come to hunting. He wanted to go every day. I mean, shit, how many times did Dad hunt with you when you first worked for us? Dad hunted every single day he could go.
Yeah, definitely.
And he'd get pissed when I'd make him take off.
Yeah, he never liked the days
Oh,
off.
he'd be
For
pissed.
sure.
I remember one year at the end of the year, it's the end of January, and we're tired. I mean, freaking 100-day season. We hunt, as if it's a 104-day season, we'll hunt 95 days or something, 96. And we were at the last couple of days, and everybody's dragging ass, and Dad goes, "Oh, shit." I go, "What's wrong?"
It was down.
It's like a little kid at Christmas. I go, "What are you talking about?" I said, "You can't wait for it to get here, and it's over before you know it." He said, "Same with waterfowl season." It's like, bullshit on that. I'm ready for it to be over, but by March, I'm ready for hunting season to be here again. I miss the people and the camaraderie and all that stuff.
Absolutely. And I remember your dad, he goes, "Mags, I don't want it to end. Everybody's leaving. That's it. I don't want it." But oh yeah. And I'll tell you what, talk about digging holes. I'm telling you, he can dig a hole. I remember putting out decoys and he'd be, "Mags, where you want your hole at?" And he's here and he did 2 customers and he's doing mine and he's digging his. He was amazing.
Yeah, he was a workhorse for sure. And then it was nice because, most of it would be done, and then you would just come in and kind of scoop out a little bit here and there, get it right for your back and your butt and all that. But you had most of the heavy lifting was already out of the way. He was a workhorse for sure. I mean, till the day he died.
There's not very many people that die broke that are as happy as Dad was that lived a happier life than him. I mean,
Absolutely. You got to chase that happiness. It doesn't matter what you do, but hey, as long as it makes you happy, that's what counts.
Yeah. And you exemplify that because we would have a bad day and your standard answer was better than steel mill.
You got it 100%. You don't have to put them freaking metal tarsals on, them boots and your uniform. I mean, I get up every day, put a pair of shorts on, sandals, whatever we want to do, and we're golden.
How many young kids do you know that love waterfowl hunting the way that you did growing up? And I did too. I mean, I wouldn't have gotten this business. Absolutely sitting in class, drawing ducks and geese and looking at Cabela's magazines. How many of that did you actually have? I mean, how many do you know kids like that today?
Younger ones, no, but they're in their 40s. There's a few guys out there, but like my nephew, he lives in Tennessee, but he's married with kids and definitely, but he would definitely chase it if he could, but any younger today, it's hard. It's hard,
There's too many distractions today. I mean, you look at kids today and they've got sports, and then they've got
a phone.
They got a phone. Yeah, no shit. I mean, they got a phone. That's the biggest thing. And I'm so guilty of that because I've got a problem and I've just realized it. But they're on their phone too much, and then they got sports, and then hunting becomes kind of the last thing on their mind. Nobody who wants to go outside when it's 10 degrees outside and snowing. Like, nobody that's right in the head. And you're definitely not going to get a 13 or 14-year-old to be like, no, this is way better than spending hours on TikTok. You'll never convince them of that.
I was so excited to see so many dads and moms with little kids at the Squad Fest. A lot of little kids coming up and visiting and talking to us. It did make me nervous when all them little kids would come up and say, I listen to your podcast all the time. I thought, I'm really worried about your parents now. This is not the best thing for kids to listen to all the time. Do not let your parents let you listen to Clay Reed.
But it's just, what? Just like Andy said, they got too many options today. And I grew up, we came to the lake house here and we fished. I threw the 14-foot boat in. Dad and Grandpa cut grass. I threw the 9-horse motor. I was fishing. That's it. I'll be back in 4, 5, 6 hours, whatever. And that's how it was. Loved it.
Great childhood.
But they do. They have too many options.
Well, whatever they want to do.
And I mean, it's just where we are right now.
Now, Mags, you're the only person I know of that watches turkey hunting videos and actually puts the blind up in the living room to watch them.
You got to do that, hey, or a layout blind, it don't get old. These guys, when we pick up the spread, and they come up to me and they say, "Oh, now the work begins." And I asked them that one day. I says, "Hold on here." I said, "This work, picking up all these decoys?" "Oh, this is work." I said, "It's not." I said, "It's part of the game." I said, "Work is when you have to go somewhere to a job that you hate. Yeah. That's work."
I mean, it's not as glamorous as calling in a big flock of geese or shooting into a big flock of geese, but it's part of it, and it's the part it's the part that led to the payoff.
Yeah.
I had a guy, they were kind of like that. We were hiding in socks that day, and we set out a bunch of decoys, a lot of silhouettes, lots of socks, and it was kind of one of those things like they would think we were done, and then I would go onto the trailer and I'd pull off 2 or 3 more bags, and they're like, you could just see them. They were sinking lower and lower and lower every time I'd go onto the trailer. And I was like, guys, like this is our blind today. Like, we're not in an A-frame. We're underneath the socks. Like, we've got to run a big spread. We got to run a lot of decoys to keep their eyes off of us. But they would just sink lower and lower and lower. And then finally, I put out about 20 dozen more than what I had anticipated, but I was having too much fun jacking with them. I would have stopped at like 100 dozen, but seeing their attitude, I put out 120.
It's good. I like that. It's good. You got to. You know what? These guys don't understand that you have to have decoys to hide in. You have to do what you got to do to kill these birds.
Do you hide in the spread at all, or do you A-frame it quite a bit?
Spread, but majority of the time too, we are using layout blinds. But what we do is we throw the snow covers on the layout blinds, and then we put all the white socks around us.
That's smart. And then you just snow covers over it, socks over the top, and it blends right in. Well, and then this way you don't have to worry about everybody having a Tyvek suit.
Exactly. Plus, too, if it's cold out, you're out of the wind a little bit. It is a little bit warmer, but at least you're getting out of the wind. If you got a strong north wind, south wind, whatever direction you have your wind coming
you're
from.
also off of the ground, too. So, I mean, you've got this protection between you.
Yep. For sure.
The coldest days that I can ever remember is up on the wheat country, and you're laying on top of the ground, and you've got that burlap blanket over you, and you're just thinking, motherfucker, I wish this was just a little bit warmer.
Absolutely. And that's what's nice. Them guys, and you know what? The clients like it. That's what, they like it, and it gives them a little comfort. And definitely.
A-frames have changed the game. I mean, I'm telling you what, being able to sit up and put in a heater, which that's how you grew up hunting. When I watched your chopping crew videos, y'all were on an edge row with breakfast going with a heater, buddy, and everybody was just having a grand old time. A-frames finally made their way down here, and they're nice. They're comfortable.
They are nice. And a lot of, the older gentlemen like them. It's easier for them. They're in a sitting position. They could stand up easier. And plus, like the last day of the season last year, we had heaters. We stayed out all day, and you're comfortable and you're warm.
Because
definitely love them.
You'll hunt all day. That's the one thing about you.
Oh yeah, I will. Whatever we got to do. Not all the time. Majority we don't. But it was the last day. Buddies from home came down, and that's what we did. We had a good time. We hunted.
Because I would remember your first year here, and you would be out there till noon. It's like, hey, you're not gonna kill them on the couch. You came here to kill birds. Let's kill birds.
Right. Yeah. I mean, what are you gonna do? You can't watch cartoons. You gotta be out there. We only have a short time here, and we gotta do it. We just gotta do it.
How have you seen everything change since when you first got started? Where have you seen the birds shifting to? And I would still like to know where the lesser Canadas are truly at, because for a long time they were here, then they went up to Oklahoma, and then Oklahoma's been kind of spotty the last couple of years. I don't think Amarillo has that many birds, has that many lessers.
Yeah, I think everything's sliding over to west, shifting to the west. And it's just like, it's just one of those things you don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. Maybe food, not enough, farming, stuff like that. But they're definitely sliding over to the west.
I think New Mexico is going to be the next hot spot to shoot small geese. I really do, around the Clovis area. And boy, the guys hunting out there are going to get pissed because they already sent me a message one other time when I said that.
Oh.
But kind of like it is with the place in Oklahoma with the graders, you did that too, or in Colorado, Andy. But I really believe that the birds are moving further west like you, but I don't believe the duck numbers. I think the duck numbers are way off. They're skewed somewhere because there's millions of widgeons that are missing. I mean, there was 4 years ago, everybody was killing widgeons and widgeons and widgeons, and now, unless you're in Washington State, nobody's killing the widgeons like they were consistently.
And it goes back, yes, for sure. And we need a normal freaking winter, and then we could really tell what's going to happen. If we get a normal winter, everything, get some snow cover on the ground, get them out of the Dakotas, and then we could really see what's going to happen.
What are winters like compared to when you grew up? Like even in your home state of Indiana, like do y'all even have snow cover anymore?
There ain't much. One year, I think it was 2 years ago, we got probably a good 7-8 inches. We got pounded pretty good, but no, even not like when I was younger. I grew up, in Illinois, but I mean, we'd have a good, probably 2 to 3 feet once in a while. We would definitely get that, but now it's not even
Well,
close.
I'm sure when you were a kid, when y'all got snow, it stayed on the ground. Like when you got snow, it was just there until things were going to thaw out in the springtime.
Yep, for sure. Yeah. But it's just we definitely need a good winter to see what's going on. I got a buddy too up north, up in Wisconsin. He hunts Lake Michigan. They didn't even kill a redhead. I think they killed 2 redheads last year. That's it. And they shoot a lot of redheads, but never showed up. Never seen.
I think
them.
we're going to see a big change in the flyway migrations this year because of the drought. There's places that historically have held lots of birds that aren't going to have the birds this year, and there's a place out there that don't hold a lot of birds that something's going to happen. They're going to get a bunch of birds. Someone's going to get a freak September, October rain. It may be us. We might get a hurricane in September, October, and get 10 or 15. I've seen us we had 17 inches of rain one night in August one year, and it just filled everything back up over, and we had sheet water in places we normally don't. But some places are not going to get any water. The dry land crops are not making. There's not going to be corn on anything that's dry land. And if they don't get a bunch of rain in September, October to plant winter wheat, there's not going to be any food sources for the dry land. So there's going to be limited food. So it's going to change some things. We're somewhere that's a mecca for holding a bunch of waterfowl will not have waterfowl this year that normally do. It's just going to happen.
And that's just bold prediction.
That's right. It's going to be. Somewhere in the country that holds lots of birds every year is not going to have very many birds this year.
It's just, and we definitely need, again, we all know we need rain for sure. We just got to keep just hoping. That's all we can do.
The specklebelly population is what's crazy to me because they're exploding. They're everywhere. Do you see them where you are in Indiana?
We got them. Yes, we do. Yep. Actually, there's a state property. Actually, Kankakee, they got a lot of specs around there. They do hold them. Yep, a lot more guys are starting to shoot specs around there.
But not 10 years ago.
Oh no! If you kill a spec, you were the champion. If you killed one, it was an oddball for sure. Yep.
And I don't know why they're doing so well and expanding. They're going everywhere. I mean, like you hear they're in Indiana now. But I don't know why. I don't know what's leading to their success over other birds.
Yeah, I'm not sure, and I think you could shoot 3 here. I think it's 3.
And I wonder if that's what it is. If it's the conservative limit, because here you could only shoot 1 for a long time, and now it's 2. Well, in Indiana you can only shoot 3, whereas with Canada's you could shoot 5. You can shoot 8 in Oklahoma. I don't know if the limit on specs has been so low for so long, and that's just led to their explosion, and we were putting a hurting on lessers, and that's where the disparity's coming from.
I don't know, but it's weird that just in the last 10 years how far the specs have went east.
Right.
I mean, it's just crazy, and they've went further east and east and east
and north.
Well, but east. I mean, they shot specs in the Dakotas. They've just shifted east. It's not just north; it's just the easterly track. They shoot them in Saskatchewan.
Right.
They come from the north. They've just the whole track has went east.
But I mean, they've always gone to southern Louisiana, haven't they?
Yeah, but southern Louisiana has nothing to do with Illinois.
Illinois is straight above Louisiana.
Andy.
North and east.
Andy, look at your map.
I don't have a map.
That would be Alabama and Mississippi.
But it's north and east.
They went east.
I'm not arguing with you, Jeff.
Not only math, but geography. Knox City school system sucks, I think.
No, it's very good. Bring your kids here. We need them. Bring your kids here.
I just think with the specs, just not many people were really targeting them, and helps. We're not putting a lot of pressure on them, so that's the reason why they're doing good.
They are. Have you shot a Jack Miner band?
No, but we shot one where I'm at. You got Schaefer Lake and Lake Freeman. We shot one off of Lake Freeman, what we call duck blind point 2, and we had a flock about 15 coming Canadas, and we shot them, and we went to go pick them up. My cousin was holding one. When he was holding it up, and I could see the long band, I said, "That's a Jack Miner." But I was with on that, but I didn't shoot the right side of the flock.
Son of a bitch. That's one thing I want to do. Where's the one you've hunted everywhere? Where's the one place that you still on your bucket list to go to?
I don't know. I was debating to go to Argentina or New Zealand.
There, huh?
Yep.
That's a long flight.
Yep. I've been to Canada everywhere. I mean, talking to some guys at Squad Fest. You got to go to Canada. When I was working with you guys, man, it was 5-star. Right. What else do you want? Okay, Canada is beating us by 2 ducks. What more can you do? You go down and shoot your 5 geese and 6 ducks. What more do you want?
I would go to Argentina and hunt. I think that's something I would enjoy, to go down there and shoot ducks. I would enjoy that.
Yeah, and what's nice is, I heard you can't bring ducks back. Well, it'll save you money in the long run for all the taxidermists, Bill, but take a good picture, get them 8x10s, throw them on the wall, and then you got it.
How far is the flight to New Zealand? It's like a day.
I'm not going to New Zealand.
27 hours or some bullshit like that?
Too far.
Yeah.
But that looks like a lot of fun. That's what they're doing. They're pounding them right now.
Yeah, we were on
New Zealand.
We did a podcast with Ramsey Russell yesterday on his podcast, Duck Season Somewhere. Is that right?
Yep.
Is that right? Anyways, that's one dude I'd change lives with.
No, you wouldn't.
Well, I wouldn't change lives with him. Ramsey Russell's an interesting guy. He's a cool dude.
He just got back from where? Was it Argentina?
Fucking, he's going back. That's why we had to have us on last week. He's going back next week somewhere. He's got a cool life.
Yeah, he's been all over the world. It's some spot that I don't even know if I would go, but okay.
Romania? I don't know that I'd go to Romania.
China.
Mongolia?
Got stuck in the middle of a road in the middle of nowhere in China. You imagine trying to explain to somebody in Chinese? I can skip by on anything Spanish. I could at least come up with words. I know all the cuss words, and I could figure out how to do shit. You throw an O on it, El Tiro for a tire or something. They can figure shit out. In China, there ain't a fucking clue how I'm going to talk to somebody in Chinese. I couldn't even spell my name in Chinese. They got 570 letters in their damn alphabet. No wonder they're leading the world in science and shit.
He's a different guy because he can just go out. I get nervous whenever I have to travel. I couldn't do it. And then you got guns, and are you supposed to have guns? What happens if you get caught with guns? What happens if the paperwork's not right? That's why I don't go to Canada. Does Ray Ray keep you young?
Ray just sometimes he's just he's a great guy, great friend, and I'll tell you what, he does. I guess if you want to say
like
yeah. Oh yeah, oh for sure. Oh yes. Oh, you got to make sure he takes his medicine, make sure he goes to the doctor, all that stuff. And you don't go to the doctor.
He is. He's gonna what, go to the boss and do a.
He's gonna be on our podcast with us. One of Mags' friends, Ray's there, and from his massage parlor stories to his just stories
Ray.
Of his life, you just
Ray.
have to.
Has he always been like that?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Yeah, he worked for his mom. He still works for his mom and dad for the carpet store. But yeah, you just, I met him one day. I was going early goose season years ago, go to my duck blind. And next thing you know, he's set up in front of my duck blind. And I'm like, this was right after Labor Day. So everybody's got to go back to work. I'm coming in with the boat. I'm like, who in the hell's here? And I said, hey, what's going on? Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'll move. I'm like, no, hold on. Are you here with somebody? No, just me and my dog. I said, good. No problem. I said, take your boat. Go hide it behind the blind down the way on the dike over there, and then we'll get back in the blind. And after that, we started bullshitting, and that's how we become friends. And I think it was that season. I see if he wanted to go to Montana to duck hunt, and him and his dad came along to duck hunt with us, Montana. So after that was it. He got trapped. He He's got everything. He's got decoys. He's got
He's
it
the
all.
only man I know that has ever traded out sex for a carpet remnant. I mean, that just how does that even come up in conversation with somebody? I mean, it's just great. Y'all are going to hear that story in sometime in the next month. We're going to have him on our podcast, but just I wonder how he survives a day without someone helping him, though.
Oh, so when we were at Squad Fest and we had old Bart's barbecue, so we went to sit underneath the pavilion, and all of a sudden he started drinking water, and I could see he was getting ready to pass out or something. I told Chris, hit him, because he was ready. I was almost getting ready. I'm like, here I go. I'm gonna have to dial 911, and all of a sudden he just turned red, drinking. Next thing you know, and then finally he came out. I said, Ray, you can't be doing this. I said, you got to take care of yourself. Oh, I'm telling you what, you get the shit scared out of you. Well,
he quit chewing Bubblicious. I still don't understand how him chewing Bubblicious 17 years ago has made him gain 150 pounds.
I don't know. You know what? He just likes to eat. That's the thing. You know, he gets done on a weekend. He'll work Saturday afternoon till noon, and he'll come down to the lake house and hang out and swim and get in a boat and have some adult beverages, and that's it. That's what he loves to do.
He did. He said that. Well, I gave up. I don't chew Bubblicious no more.
Quit chewing Bubblicious.
I was like, okay. What the hell? All right. What's that got to do with you got an ingrown toenail? I mean, shit had nothing to do with anything.
Well, when he told you, like, I've either got pants or my bathing suit.
Yeah. When we were going out to eat dinner and you said, Ray, did you not bring any, did you not bring some clean shorts or something? Well, I had pants or my bathing suit. And I'm like, what the fuck did you bring a bathing suit for? We're at Squad Fest. What you think you were going to be doing?
You never know.
That's Ray. Trust me, he probably packed about 2 minutes before he left his house.
Well, when y'all were out here one time, him and your dad were flying back, and they were flying back through Lubbock, and he got to the airport, and he said something, told the guy that he don't have a bomb in his bag or anything, and I can't remember that whole story, but
yeah. That's my lanyard.
Yeah,
it's not a bomb.
Said.
Damn. I mean, he's something else. Like, you have to just shake your head at him most of the time, and just that's Ray. Would you ever go back to Montana? That's a waterfowl state that I would like to go to.
I would definitely go back. Yeah, I would. I know Ray and his dad been there a couple times last couple years, and it's kind of hit and miss. You know, the one, I think 2 years ago they were up there and then they got froze out. They had to actually come back because that was it. They were froze out. That was it. That's all they could do. But oh yeah. I'm telling you what, we shot everything. I mean, it was definitely a good place to go for sure. We hunted a lot of water, a lot of WPAs.
Really?
That's what we hunted.
What have you done? Idaho?
No Idaho. Nope.
I would like to do Idaho. I'd like to do Montana and Idaho.
Yeah, Idaho would be good.
Alex Langbell was telling me, like, it's just insane. Montana, because that's where he is now, Montana, and he's like, I got it in my backyard. I got birds everywhere. It seems like a paradise there.
Yeah, it is. Montana's great, and where we go, there wasn't really many duck hunters at all. They all pheasant hunted, so it was great. We had pretty much the whole place to ourselves all the time.
What has the hunting been like in South Dakota the last couple of years that you've gone? Has it been pretty consistent, or has it been tougher than what you grew up with?
It's definitely not like it used to be. It's spotty. You got to scout. You got to scout every day. You know, what I'll do is, you know, you got your WPAs, and then you have your private ones that you did past years, got permission. So you always want to save your private ones and go hunt the public first. Go get those, burn them up. But no, it's been tough. I mean, I know one time we shot some ducks and we got done and took Dad back to the house, and another me and a buddy of mine, I bet you we started scouting from noon all the way till 6 in the evening. Just to kind of, you know, okay, we got some here marked down. Okay, we got a couple ponds where we know we can go, but otherwise, and you got to go back and check them every day to make sure there's ducks there.
Yeah, Falks has been telling me, like, it's not what he remembers as a kid.
No, it's not. I mean, we would go to your WPA and you'd be done in the first half hour. You're done. You could, you know, if you got 2 to 4 guys, you're done. Oh, it was unbelievable.
If you could go back, I mean, of everybody you've hunted with, and you could pick 5 guys that you've hunted with in your life to hunt with again, who would you go hunt with? Guys that
Anybody?
you've hunted with in your life before.
Fox is good. Definitely have to have Fox. Definitely Dane.
Dane's good.
Those guys. Those guys. You don't have to freaking. You don't have to tell them. Everybody knows what to do. Trying to think. And another buddy of mine, Mike Tomczak, he was good. We would hunt every weekend. Soon as we'd leave Sunday, we already had a plan going home, go to work Monday to Friday, and boom, we were back. We were back hunting again.
So when you were in the steel mill, were you just every day thinking like planning your escape, kind of like you were in prison?
Yeah, oh, for sure. Yeah, I hated it. It just sucked. Yeah. After a while, I decided, I took some FMLA, did that, and then I got back, and then after I was supposed to go back after FMLA, and I'm like, yeah, I'll take some more time. Then all of a sudden, then they're going, hey, you got to come in, and I knew I was going to get fired. I said, no, that's fine, because I was ready to go. And then then I went back afterwards, and then hunted Mexico too. I went down there to work.
Now
in
you
Mexico.
did that on the West Coast, didn't you?
No, he didn't. Golf.
The Gulf.
Yeah, golf. Yeah, Laguna Madre.
Tell me about that. Y'all shot birds on the fresh water. Is that what y'all did?
Yes, we would get down there. We'd go over Brownsville, get in, and then we go to San Fernando, and that's probably about 2 hours just over the border. And then from the Laguna from San Fernando is probably about another hour. And then we actually had a lodge there called Pintail Lodge, and we would hunt. There were some islands would have freshwater ponds there, and ducks need fresh water every day. I mean, I shot so many ducks. I mean, widgeons, pintails, your gadwalls, and I mean, we would line up pintails, Drake pintails. It was actually sickening after a while because just piles. We were just making piles.
And is there no limit down there? No regulations?
It's Mexico.
15 ducks a day, but pretty much how I say it, welcome to Mexico and have a nice day.
Now it's not the same world that it is that you hunted in now down there. Nowadays it's dangerous as hell.
I wouldn't even go. I mean, I remember I had a 15-passenger van, and my buddy who was the manager, he goes, hey, I'll talk to the guy, make sure you bring your van, and shit, you could still make, we'll rent a van from you, and you're still making your van payment, I'm like, all right, that's cool. Well, I would take people in and out of Mexico. Well, one day I didn't realize I had 4 boxes of shells underneath the driver's seat. If they would have found, I would have been done. I'd still be in Mexico.
Yeah, they don't play around. Is this place still open?
No. Los Patos, no, that ain't even open anymore.
I think the cartel owns it now, probably.
Is it just because of the safety issue that surrounded it?
Yeah, that was early, and then my buddy started Pintail Lodge. So Pintail Lodge, same thing. They actually, after the cartel came in and slapped some guys around dove hunting, and that's when shit hit the fan, and they're like, hey, you know what? A lot of people were like, we're not going down there. A lot of the owners of the lodges, and they said, no, not going to happen. What did they do?
Did they just shake some of the owners down, or did they like hustle some of the clients that came?
I guess they had a group of guys in the field dove hunting. Cartel came in. This is the story I heard, and they brought everybody around, get all your clients around, bring them. And I guess they took all their money, their watches, jewelry, and stuff. And I guess one of the freaking clients got lippy, and they slapped him around.
I think he was a sheriff too.
And it's all the.
I think he was a sheriff in Texas somewhere.
Really?
Yeah. One of the guys that got busted around was a sheriff in Texas. I think retired or something. They pistol whipped his ass. But there's a story about a guy that's got a place down by Cancun somewhere, outside of Cancun, 50, 60 miles, and a wealthy guy from up northeast, and had his private jet, and he would land it in an airstrip close by there. The cartel came in there and got his house, took it over, got a hold of him and said, don't ever come back. If you do, it's our place now. And some bitch walked away from a $2 or $3 million home and never been back.
I mean, it's either that or your life.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds like a lot to someone that doesn't own a $2 or $3 million house. But if you got a $2 or $3 million house in Mexico and a private jet, you probably can afford to live without it. But it's hard to believe. But there's no recourse there. You're not going to get nothing. The government's not going to help you.
These people, they can't call the cops.
No, because they own the cops.
They own the cops. Oh, they came and rolled me up. Well.
And I know Pintail Lodge, they had a nice lodge, and they had all small, little, nice, small trailers. Each client would come in. There'd be a little living room, and you had your own bed and your own bathroom, too. So that was nice. But after everything hit the fan, shit, I think they took windows out of the place. Yeah, it's probably destroyed. Just nothing.
That's terrible.
I know
Such a
people that
pretty
go fishing down there, and they still go to the fishing lodges and stuff. But even like when we go to Cancun or Puerto Vallarta, I've been to both this year. If you get outside of the beaten path, there's no help to call for you.
No.
Now, they don't want to jack with the American tour. Most American tourists that go down there that have problems are doing shit they shouldn't do. Not all of them, but the majority of them are either trying to buy drugs or going to a whorehouse. They're doing something they probably shouldn't be doing. Because the average American tourist that goes down there and goes to a lodge and minds his own business and stuff and just has fun and stays at that resort, they're not going to mess with, because they don't want to ruin all that for everybody, because that's what they're going to do. Because those cartels own a lot of those resorts, I'm sure, anyways. They don't want to lose all their business. But it's kind of like in Chicago. Majority of the people getting killed in Chicago on the streets are bad people just shooting bad people. You know?
Oh, for sure.
You know, there are innocent people. I tell everybody all the time, if you want to mess with, if you want to be safe, hang out around a motorcycle gang. Motorcycle gangs don't ever jack with anybody that's not a bad guy. You never hear about motorcycle gangs just shooting up innocent people. Mm-hmm. Now, someone's going to send me a deal, of course, where they knew somebody that did. But the majority of them, that's the way it usually is.
Do you go to Chirac at all?
No. Nope. Don't even want to go there. Nope. Don't
when I
care
asked you a
to.
minute ago if you wanted to share a blind with someone, I thought you'd say Gene Simmons, because you're the ultimate Kiss fan.
You said somebody that you had shared
I
a
don't-
blind
okay,
with
but-
already.
You what?
You know, I don't put Gene Simmons on, on that, I mean, yeah, here's the deal, how Kiss, hey, if it's summertime, I'll go to a concert. If it's hunting, sorry, they're pushed back, it's
He
hunting
opened up a
season.
casino last weekend, somebody said, somewhere in Oklahoma.
I seen that on my way back. I was laughing. Yeah, him and Paul Stanley, they got a casino together.
How many times
Yeah.
have you seen Kiss in concert?
Probably 30.
Have you met
Somewhere
any
there.
of those guys?
Years ago, I've met them. Yeah, actually in Chicago, probably a western suburb, that they actually had like a Kiss convention and stuff. So you definitely met them
When
there.
was the last time you've been to Chicago?
Oh, jeez. Oh, I don't know. Maybe last year sometime. Maybe driving through, but it has probably been
Since
3-4
you've
years.
stopped in Chicago and gone and seen all the sites, eating at Lou Malnati's. It's been a while.
Oh, probably 4 years ago.
You grew up in the biggest shithole in America, Gary, Indiana, didn't you?
Well, I actually grew up in Dalton, so south suburb of Chicago, but we're right next door, Indiana, Hammond, Indiana, all of that. But oh yeah, it's still. Actually, I go pick up fireworks in Gary, and they got a new casino, Hard Rock Cafe's there. But it's funny because I listen to the radio. They Hard Rock Cafe in Northwest Indiana. They don't say Gary.
It's that bad there, huh?
It's bad. Oh yeah. You know what? I can take you guys right now. We can drive downtown. I could take you downtown, everywhere in Gary. I could take you, but when about 10 o'clock, 9:30, you don't want to be around there in those spots.
That's the home of Michael Jackson, isn't it? Didn't he grow up in Gary, Indiana?
And they got some of his stuff at the Hard Rock Cafe.
Well, he was a little fucker.
Oh yeah.
Why is
Yeah.
Gary? Why is Gary such a shithole?
It's just a shithole. It's a Mags. Why is it a shithole? It's a Democratic-run town.
And it's just bad. People killing people, and that's the bad part about it. Years ago, I was talking to a buddy of mine, and it used to be great because it was a steel mill town. That was your life. Your dad was working steel mill. You got older, boom, you're going to steel mill. It was fantastic. I heard. But there's a place we go. We pick up fireworks, and we go some of the back roads and stuff to get to it. And man, I was telling my buddy, I said, look at this place. I mean, their stoplights don't even work anymore. They ain't fixing them. Forget it. Just throw a stop sign up now. They don't care. Why waste the money?
Nobody's gonna fucking stop anyway.
I think it's all the big cities got places, and that's one of the places outside of Chicago. Baltimore, from watching The Wire, which I talk about on every podcast because I love it. It shows. It looks like fucking place in Iraq or Afghanistan that's just been bombed to shit and just falling down in ruins. Nobody cares no more. Somewhere down the line, someone's gonna go in and buy all that shit and re-gentrify it or whatever they call it, and it'll be the new place to go. You know that place we ate in St. Louis the other day? That was a nice area where we were at. But I bet you didn't have to go very far to get in a shitty area.
And the road, the road was cool too.
What'd that building say? 1883 it was built?
Yes.
I think. So Gary, I'm looking at Gary right on the map. It's just not a good place. What about Michigan City? The further you get out, is that not bad?
Where my store's at, it's there's sections, but otherwise, everything's pretty good there because you got the outlet mall north of me, and then you got Lake Michigan. You're right there, so it's not too bad.
I bet it's a cold bitch there in the wintertime. Everything coming off of that lake.
Oh, it is. It is definitely. Oh yeah. Yep.
We went to Elgin. We went up to Chicago a couple years ago, and we got stuck. We went to Elgin.
Andy lied and told everybody was going to Chicago.
I did not realize that Elgin is like an hour outside of Chicago. But we did get to go to, we went to Giordano's. We didn't do Luminati's. We did Giordano's.
Luminati's is
you
good.
Get that delivered now.
Yeah. Yep. We got one actually in Indiana here, and it's just takeout. You go in, you grab you can order or grab the frozen.
Now, how
ones
close does it compare though
home.
to the frozen one, to the fresh one that comes to your table?
It's definitely going to be better for sure, but the frozen ones are still good, man. They're dynamite.
Yeah, they are. So when do you don't know, you didn't get picked for South Dakota, so you're thinking maybe North Dakota?
Maybe. I got some buddies, they go to Horicon. So I'm going to go with them. I think we go end of September into October. We're going to go up there.
Now, are you going to do any hunting September 1 around where you are right now?
Right now, no. It's too hot, and I don't worry about them early birds. I don't worry about it.
They gotta be nasty.
Can you imagine this heat dome keeps up though, and its season opens in South Dakota? What, 2 weeks? Or North Dakota?
North Dakota has that August season in a month.
They all open up like the end of September, like that Saturday. So it opens up pretty. Yeah, it's.
But North Dakota has that August season.
Like August 15th, it opens up there. Boy, be a hot, miserable fucker there.
It's 15th. Yeah.
Josh and a couple. It was Forrest and I
Kyle.
guess Cade Tricky and
Kyle Jones.
I guess it was all of them, 4 of them. They did that August season in North Dakota, and they had success, but I just can't wrap my head around shooting honkers that time of year. Too hot.
Well, yeah, it's hot, and here's the thing. If you pile them up and you're out there for a while, well, guess what comes around? You got the flies. You better have a big cooler, throw them on ice or something, because that's the problem. You get the flies starting to get around them, and you got to watch.
Fuck that. That don't even sound fun.
They did a elk season in Nebraska, I think in July. They're that big of a problem. But like we were talking, like you can't clean an elk that fast when it's 100 degrees outside. That son of a bitch is going to spoil before you ever even get to the second side.
Yeah, or unless you got a crew. But you're right. Yeah, you got to carry them out of there. Yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, you got to get them rolling.
Alex or Blake the other day was in the tractor doing something, spraying, and a big 4x4 elk was in the ran out from by the tractor. I mean, elk.
I just can't believe they're that big of a problem.
Oh, they eat a lot of shit.
I mean, you got to have a lot of elk destroying a lot of shit for them to be like, no, shoot them in July.
Did you see deer coming out here this morning?
No.
There was deer. I come out here a lot earlier than you did this morning. There was deer everywhere, and it rained. We had some rain last night. We got a quarter of an inch of rain to a half inch of rain here at the lodge. But these deer have been sitting under the trees by Tony's pond. They go from the shade right to the water. I mean, they don't even try to hide from you no more. They're just sitting there waiting with their tongues panting. I feel sorry for them. But yeah, we got a nice rain. We had a nice rain, 115 freaking degrees yesterday, and we had a half inch of rain last night out of nowhere.
But it's gone now.
Yeah, I mean it was good for the grass, though.
You wake up and it's already gone. So
yeah,
we need more. At Horicon, is it 2 birds? 3. So that'll be a nice little way to.
And my buddy they got their farmers, so they got all the connection and everything. So, and there's no pressure. You go and have a good time.
That's what I need. I need more of that in my life. Too much pressure.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about nothing. Have fun. Hey, you kill them, you kill them. You don't. What, so
more people need that attitude. More hunters need that attitude of just let's go out, let's enjoy each other, let's watch the sunrise, let's see Mother Nature, and if we, just enjoy the birds that you do get to call in. If it's one nice
100%.
big bull mallard greenhead that just does it absolutely perfect, well, we got to see that.
Mags, that barn you're in right there is the place that someone 50 years from now is going to stumble upon, and they're going to hit the jackpot on old decoys.
Oh yeah, Dad's got all kinds of stuff here. He's got all kinds of. And we got a bathroom in here. When you walk through the bathroom, there's more decoys up on the shelf.
Did you listen to that John Dieter episode that we had? He's got the old auction of the decoys.
With that duck call, that was
you got to
amazing.
get that magazine. I don't know if they're still doing it. Call them up.
We used to go to one auction they do. It used to be at Pheasant Run in Illinois, and I think it moved a little bit wherever it is. So I went with Dad. Dad would go, we'd go, and I'm like, they had these little miniatures, the whole set. And I'm like, oh man, that's cool. I had some money in my pocket. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna maybe bid. The first bid they started out $1,000, and I'm
good.
I'm good.
That was everything. But yeah, they sent us the one that they're having an auction July 29th and 30th, and they sent us the catalog, and there's stuff in here for like $300,000. I mean, it's impressive, but I mean, it's a well put together magazine, and I think a lot of people that come in the office will enjoy it. So yeah, you need to call whatever number he said and just get it there or get it sent to you because it's cool.
Oh, I will get that. Yeah, that would be good for sure. We got some old stuff. Dad's got some. Actually, Jeff was talking about on that podcast about Masons. So my grandfather had Masons, and guess what he did? He put an eye screw on the back of it, and hung them up in the rafters in the basement.
Really?
Well, at that time, you didn't think of it. Oh yeah, here's another story. Buddy of mine's a taxidermist years ago when he started out, Purdue's. So he found, I guess one guy had Purdue's, and I'm like, oh man, he took the glass eyes out of them because he wanted the glass eyes for birds for mounting.
Oh my gosh.
And so Dad, there was a guy that came over and brought a pair of, I don't know, they could have been mallards. I would assume they were. And they were Purdue. Gave them to Dad. And Dad, he goes, hey, Bob, you take these. So Dad took them to that place, Pheasant Run, that auction. And so they actually have a little place you can actually go and take them there, and people could check on them and look at them, And he walked in there with them, and it was like piranhas. Really? They wanted them bad. Yeah. They said, we'll take them both for $5,000 because they were Purdue's. So Dad's like, okay. So he went back and talked to the one guy, Billy, that gave him, and Billy's got 5 kids and says, hey, here's what I'm going to do. Here's what I'm going to do is you take these. I don't need the money, but if not, they're going to go on my shelf. So Dad gave them back to him, and I think he ended up selling them, but I'm not sure for what. But yeah, they were Charles Purdue's. Yeah.
There's one in here. Swimming Brant, Nathan Cobb Jr., Cobb Island, Virginia, last quarter of the 19th century, 200,000 to 300,000 is what they're thinking. November auction, it was sold for $241,500. But
I'd love to go in the room of these people that have these and just the walls. I bet they go in a room and they close the door and they just sit and look at their stuff all night long. Because I've heard sports collectors do that shit. Those people that buy the Babe Ruth crap.
Yeah. There was one, I think it was a shorebird on one of their magazines, one of their catalogs on the front. I forgot what that thing went for. It was crazy amount of money.
Provenance. This decoy was handed down in the Cobb family until a family member co-signed it in 2004 to the guy at Smith Inc. November auction where it sold for $241,000. So now it's up for sale again, I guess.
You imagine
a lot of money.
You got that cousin that comes over for Christmas and you're noticing, you're like, where the fuck that decoy go? And that's where it's gone.
I made a lot of money off of that decoy.
There's a lot of crazy money
There
out
is.
there.
There ain't none
That's
of it
it.
in my pocket, I can tell you that.
No.
Well, Mags, we've enjoyed having you on. It's good talking to you again. It was good seeing you this weekend. What was that beer called? That mango wheat beer? That was good stuff.
Golden Road Mango Carp.
What was the name of it again?
Golden Road Mango Carp. It's out of L.A. They make it in L.A.
That was a good beer. Mango wheat beer. Very, very, very good. Had a good time seeing you. I'll see you in Oklahoma before long. I've got your Sandhill crane decoys still. They're in the trailer out back.
It's all good.
You know where they are?
Yep. If you need anything, you let us know. God bless you, my friend. Tell your dad I said hello.
All
Have a good one.
Talk
See
to
ya.
you later. Bye.
Mike Kmetz, Mags. Interesting guy. Pretty cool dude. Loves to hunt more than anybody I've ever been around in my entire life.
51 and still does it every day.
When you read Nash Buckingham, Mags is a poor version of Nash Buckingham. And I'm not saying nothing bad about Mags, just Nash Buckingham, I think, was a child of privilege, but liked to hunt as much as anybody I know, and Mags is that way.
Nash was a man of privilege.
Yes.
I didn't know what provenance means. I still really don't.
Hmm?
Provenance?
Providence?
Provenance.
Oh, I don't either.
Oh, really?
No, not for sure. I could probably bullshit you through
The place of origin or earliest known history of something.
there. I thought that was Providence.
Provenance.
I did not know that. I would have spelt it wrong then.
P-R-O-V-E.
Yeah, I know what that means now. I thought that was Providence. That's why I said Providence, and you said no, Providence.
So if I would have said I didn't know what providence mean, that would have been the definition that you would have given me?
Well, probably not exactly to that exact status, but that's, yes, pretty close to it. Everybody look at Andy's shirt if you're on camera. We got the first family of waterfowl. It's at stanfieldhunting.com.
And you
Look at
said
their
the blue
shop.
ones are selling better than these tan ones.
We don't have no blue ones left.
That's crazy.
Mint.
Mint.
It wasn't
Mint.
blue. It's
Mint.
kind of it's a mint green
mint.
color.
Teal.
It's mint.
Teal.
It's mint. Anyways, they're sold out. Like Brandon Sorecki said, that's a cool color. So I'm gonna be ordering some more mint ones.
I would have. I missed the boat. I don't know anything about fashion because I thought these tan ones
No, the mint ones are gone.
would be the way to go.
Gone.
Gone, long gone with the
I'm
wind.
gonna have to order some more, and I'm almost out of the gray kids ones. I got some U shirts in, and little kids come and got their picture made with me at podcast, and I told them to send me their messages, and I would send them shirts. And I've got one man left I haven't got his shirt size from, but it was mint colored.
I don't know. Turquoise.
No,
Turquoise.
It's called mint. Bella Canvas mint. Bella Canvas shirt mint is what it was.
I missed the. I don't know anything about what people want.
We could have went with that,
Fashion-wise.
and we could have went with a light blue color too. Would look good on it, like a powder blue with that black on there would look good. I might order some of those just for shits and grins.
Jeff, we're not Tar Heels. We don't do powder blue.
That would look good with that black on there. Anyways, you can go to stanfieldhunting.com and you can go to shop, and there's our shirts are up there. First Family will come out again Thursday at 7 o'clock.
Every Thursday. So
Thursday
it's going to
at
be
7 for the next 4 weeks.
No,
Yeah, 3 more weeks now.
it will be the 21st, the 28th, and then what? August 4th,
Whatever it is, yes.
whatever that is. So that's the schedule for the First Family of Waterfowl for this season.
We start filming August 30th for season 2.
We'll start filming season 2 rolling at the end of August.
Yep.
So
Anyways,
I don't know how many episodes season 2 will bring, but it will be more than 4.
it will be 8 to 10. Probably 10 is what I'm shooting for. We're going to do 10.
Let's do 11.
We'll do 11. We'll do 11
I'm just talking
episodes.
shit, yeah.
And then season 3 will be streaming on a live major deal. Me and
You think
Andy,
so,
me and
eh?
Andy will have a lot of money in our pocket at that time, which means I will blow a lot of money, but I will have fun.
Yeah,
Making
you're-
memories.
You're crazy if you think that's going to happen.
If I think I'm going to blow my money,
No, that you think that we'll ever have it.
oh, I have no idea. I don't care. I live a good life. If I
Talking out of
continue to
your
live like
ass.
this, I'll be a happy man.
I don't know how you're sitting in that chair with all your peacock feathers up.
Oh, shit. Here we go.
I don't
All
know
right.
how you do it. I don't know how you
either.
walk around with all those peacock feathers.
Yeah, I'm just peacocking
Peacocking.
around.
Peacocking.
Well, chauffeur James, let's get off here. God bless y'all. Have a great week. Thank you.
Check out all of our great sponsors. Go check out Dive Bomb Industries. Get that spread of your dreams headed to you before the season starts. Go to Boss Shot Shells, Pacific Calls, Gundog Outdoors, Looking Glass Duck Club Podcast, Shin Gear Waders, Lucky Duck, Bangtail Whiskey, Alpha Outdoor Specialties, Ducks Unlimited, Dirty Duck Coffee, Stanfield Hunting Outfitters, and Double T British Kennels.